We all have the capacity to tune into the energy of service and love and faith and joy. And in the energy of that love and service and faith and joy, anything is possible, my friends. Anything is possible.
Gabrielle Bernstein, a role model for spiritual seekers.
How many out there are just comparing themselves? Like, oh, so-and-so has it, I don't have it. Yeah, thank you for your honesty, people. I mean, anyone that's an Instagram account out there, you better raise your fucking hand. Okay. That's the last F-bomb, I promise. Okay. So if you're comparing yourself and you're like, oh, that one has that and that one has that, well, first of all, they're showing you something that may not be true. But that's not the point. The point is that, and let's hope for them that it is. But the point is that, sorry, I truly mean that. I really do. Okay. But think about it in this way. Are you looking at them and saying, oh, they have that, I can't? But what if you looked at that and said, oh, that couple that is so in love that normally I'd be like, I hate them. Instead, I'm going to look at them and say, that's driftwood. That's a sign that that's coming to me. What I recognize in them is what is true inside of me. How different would your life be if you stop comparing and you start witnessing these things that you want in your life as what's coming to you, as signs from the universe, messages from the universe? It changed her life. Our friend up here in the front, she's going to tell me all about it, and she's psyched about it. And and it changed your life. What'd you see? Hope. There you go. Oh, God bless you. Thank you. I'm so happy you said that. Hope. And the universe speaks to us in mysterious ways. The universe is giving us signs in the form of driftwood. The universe is giving us signs in literally the signs of billboards. So my friend Lisa's in the house. Lisa, where are you? Lisa Williams. Where are you? Oh, over there. Okay. So I was in Machu Picchu, and my friend Lisa, she's an extremely talented psychic. Please don't harass her at the end of this. And you can go to her show, okay? So Lisa gives me this psychic reading in Machu Picchu, and she starts describing this producer that's going to come into my life. And she's like, he's this age, and this is his vibe, and he kind of knows somebody that's similar in your world, and like literally describing him. And I was like, where is he? I love him so much. I want him to come. And I was like, how am I going to find him? She's like, he's going to find you. So about a month ago, we put out a bunch of different opportunities for employment, and the producer wasn't one of them. But I get a incoming, and my director of people ops, AJ, who is a divine channel I want to just give AJ a lot of love right now in the house. AJ, he has been putting together the most epic team for us, and just putting together people who are surrounding this mission. Many of them are here tonight, brand new to the team as of like yesterday. Some of them are here. You can say thank you to these amazing humans. Yes, thank you. Thank you. And so Lisa's describing this guy, and I'm like, oh my God, when's he coming? How's he coming? So we put out this request, and AJ sees this one resume come through out of like thousands, and he's like, I don't know why, but I like that guy. And so he sets me up to meet him and interview him, and I'm like sitting there, and the whole time I'm like, holy shit, this is the guy. This is the guy that Lisa told me about. Okay, so I loved him so much, and I started just thinking like, okay, he may not be this role that we just defined, but he's my producer, and so let me define this for him. And so another few weeks go by, and he knows I'm into it, and I'm like texting with him, and I'm like, we gotta do this. And I'm like, okay, I'm gonna keep defining the role. And so there was like a little in-between time knowing whether or not this was happening. And it was gonna happen in my world, but he didn't know, right? Like he was just waiting for me to give him a job. And so, and he was in this like moment where he was about to go on this LA trip, and he called it his Eat, Pray, Love trip. And so one of the things she said is his initials, like JJ or something like that. And I was like, okay, that's something I have to consider. And so he's on this plane, and he's flying out to LA, and he's like, I guess I'll just, ask for a sign. And he's really wanting to work with us and work with me. And he's just like, okay, I'm going to put it out there. I'm going to ask for a sign. And he gets off the plane, and he goes to a different garage or a parking, what is it called when you rent a car? Right, rental car. I literally couldn't remember it. Uber took over my brain. So he went to go rent a car, and he was taking him all around this LA area by the airport, and he gets to this car rental he'd never been to before, and he looks up at this billboard, and the billboard had graffiti on it, and the graffiti says, "She sees your greatness." Yeah, take that in. My producer, my VP of production, Joshua, AKA JD, as his family calls him, Lisa, JD is in the house tonight running this show, rocking my world. The universe speaks in mysterious ways. And sometimes through billboards, literally, billboards, people, billboards. So just don't ignore the signs, and please don't ignore the billboards, okay? Now, in the service of others, the universe will serve you. In the service of others, the universe is going to serve you back, okay? We got to get this straight, because my desire to show up and do this little Instagram show was genuinely in the service of others. Yes, I wanted to put some makeup on. Yes, I wanted to show my clothes to the world. But I wanted to serve. I wanted to serve. I wanted to serve. I showed up tirelessly. I showed up no matter what. If somebody wanted to meet me that day, I'd say, no, got my show. And that service is what allows the universe to continue to present to us what is natural, what is meant to unfold, what is of the highest and best for who we are. And we're really graspy, right? Sometimes we can be like thirsty, like, universe, where are you? Give it to me, right? Why haven't I gotten that thing yet? Why am I not manifesting? Dear Gabby, why am I not manifesting, right? I get a lot of that. And I want to redirect you tonight, because whenever you're in that space where you're feeling like, I need that thing, instead of needing that thing to feel good, why don't you offer up what you can give? This is a lesson I learned 17 years ago when I first got clean and sober in the 12 steps of Alcoholics Anonymous. Yes. How do we serve? How do we show up? How do we be for others? If you want to attract more into your life, give more of what you want to receive. Be in the service of others in a way that is natural to you, in a way that is meaningful to you, in a way that is joyful to you, in a way that you are able to. Some people can cut a check for something. Somebody can show up and be of service. Some people can just literally hand someone a banana on the street. Sometimes it's just lending an ear. Oftentimes when you are in your own story, in your own drama, the best thing you could do is pick up the phone and see how somebody else is doing. Because when we take the focus and the attention off of what's not working with us and we start saying, how can I be of service to you? We get back into vibration with the universe. The universe is an ever-present energy of love within us and around us, supporting us and guiding us. And that energy is meant to be in the service of our presence and the presence of all those around us. And we have to show up for that. We have to hold that. We have to commit to that. Whatever it is that you're doing in your life, whether it's being a partner to a person or being a parent to a child or being a teacher or being a boss or being a whatever you are in your life, or many of those hats in one, I want you to ask yourself, how may I serve? How may I serve more? Maybe you think you are serving. How may I serve more? Really getting humbled and asking a higher power of our own understanding, how would you use me? How would you use me? Where would you have me go? What would you have me do? What would you have me say? And to whom? My favorite prayer from A Course in Miracles. Where would you have me go? What would you have me do? What would you have me say? And to whom? And when we open up to that service and we expand our heart and we start to give more of what we want to receive, that's when the universe starts to truly just get in sync with our energy. And it's really an act of surrender. Service is an act of surrender. Because if you're in the service of somebody else, you don't have time to be thinking about your own drama. You don't have time to be frustrated or annoyed because you're now in the service of others. Even if it's just energetic service. Now, this means showing up with a good attitude, being a little bit more high vibe in the nail salon, service to others. It's helpful. It has a ripple effect throughout our day. And this is a form of surrender. And I talk all the time about surrender. And when we surrender our desires to the care of the universe will always reflect them back to us. And so I want to encourage you to think of an area of your life where you're clutching and you're holding on so tightly. Do you know that area, anyone? How does that feel? Not so good, no. What? Stuck, yeah, stuck. It's not a good feeling to be stuck in the energy of holding on and grasping and controlling something that's something we want really badly. And so I'm going to ask you tonight to offer it up, to give it over, to ask the universe to reveal signs to you that you're on the right track. Every time in my life when I made that commitment and I've asked for that guidance has come back to me tenfold. I remember when I was about 6 books in, I don't know, I guess I was 35 or something, I'm 36 years old at that point, and I was out on this major book tour all over Europe, and I was writing the next book while I was on the plane to this book, and I was really burning out. And at the time, if you've read Happy Days, you know I was really struggling with dissociated trauma. I didn't know what was actually going on and why I was a workaholic and why I was pushing and controlling. And so I was really suffering. And I remember I had to get to Germany to go give a talk, and then got off the stage in Germany, and I got on a plane to London, and I was the last speaker on the stage, and I just bombed, like the speaker before me, it's not his fault. I bombed, and then I left that stage, and when I say bomb, like my energy just wasn't in the elevated place. And I got off that stage, and I got on another plane all the way back to Canada, and I'm bummed, because I want to be of service. I want to show up at my highest capacity, but my world was crumbling from the inside out. And I just was like hand in my head, and I remember looking down and crying, and I just said, universe, I need a sign that I am being guided and supported. And I got to Canada, and I rushed from the airport back into another backstage area, and I'm backstage, and I'm sitting in the green room. Nobody else is around because I'm the last person to go on the stage that night. And I'm sitting there, and I feel this energy come through me, this angelic presence. And it feels as though I have these angel wings just coming through me from behind. And I breathe, and I can just see this presence of this angel. And I stand on the stage, I step out onto the stage, and I felt this energy and these wings as if they were expanding across the stage, holding me and guiding me. And it felt so elevating, and I felt so connected again. And I got off stage, and I felt really good. And I started to gather my things to get back on another plane, and there was a friend of mine's husband was in the room with me. We're the only ones left. Everybody had left the building. And he sees this charm on the table, and he picks it up, and he's like, what's this? And he says, you know, Gabby, I don't know why, but I think this is for you. And he hands me this charm. And it's a little angel wing. And on the back of the angel wing, it says, believe. And I looked at him, I'm like, yeah, man, that's totally for me. A year later, I went back to Canada to give another talk. And I was sitting behind a table giving a book signing. And this young woman runs up to me, and she's like, Gabby, I saw you talk in Canada last year. It was so amazing. And I just couldn't find you at the end. But I wanted you to know I left you this charm. It's an angel wing that says, believe. It's right here. Too bad you can't see it. It's an angel wing that says, believe. And so I carry this with me wherever I go. I'm going to put it back in my pocket so I don't lose it. I carry this with me wherever I go, and I love the tremendous divine wisdom of the universe. And I love that we all have the capacity to tune into the energy of service and love and faith and joy. And in the energy of that love and service and faith and joy, anything is possible, my friends. Anything is possible. Anything is possible. If you like this video and you want to get more Gabby, check out the next one right over here.